Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and it's Wednesday, so that means it's time for new comics. Now, today, I put up a new display every time. These are all independents, and that is because it is an amazing week for independent comics. I got 17 books, and I think about half of them, at least half of them are independent. Maybe more than that, actually. I don't remember. I should have done a count. I'm a little unprofessional. But before we get into today's books, let's go ahead and let me tell you about my giveaway. I'm giving away 3 awesome comic bundles at 500 subscribers. That's right, 3 lucky subscribers will each win one of these 3 comic bundles. All you have to do to enter is simply be subscribed and leave a comment on this video. If you would like additional chances to win, you can watch other videos on my channel and leave comments on those as well. Each comment on a new video is another chance to win. Good luck. Alright, so let's hop into it. Like I said, I got a lot of books this week, so I'm going to try to go roughly quick. Some of them, I did pretty bad on my no variance rule this week, but you'll see why here in a second. So, starting off with America Chavez number 4, and by the way, saving the independents for last, because they're worth it. They're the finale, okay? Anyway, America Chavez number 4, I've been really enjoying this series. So, they're kind of going back and redoing her whole backstory and everything, and I'm really liking where it's going so far. And last issue, number 3, had a good first appearance, and this is, was it? Yeah, I guess this one really went back through and retold her origin, so I guess this counts as her origin. So yeah, I mean, these might be, good little spec books to pick up if you can, pick them up for $3.99. And especially that last one, I know, shot up a little bit in value. I don't know if this one will or not, but regardless of that, really good read. I never really read anything about America Chavez before, but it's been pretty solid. And I think it's maybe just a 5-parter or something like that, so 5 or 6. I think it's pretty short. So then we have Infinite Destinies 2. So this is Spider-Man. I'm still waiting. I need to pick up the Black Cat Infinite Destinies. So I didn't get to read this one yet because I assume they go in order. So yeah, I need to pick that up and read that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick one up when that came out, but I will be getting one. Wow, is that... Okay, yeah. Well, I guess we'll do it in this order. So this one's really cool. We got a facsimile of Werewolf by Night 32. The first appearance of Moon Knight. Obviously, this real book is like, I think pushing close to like, obviously condition matters and everything, but I think in like high grades it goes for like $20,000. Something up there. It's at least $10,000. This book is ridiculous. My brother's a huge Moon Knight fan. I like him as well. Moon Knight's coming out. Pick up facsimiles. If it's a good character, pick up facsimiles. Because these things surprisingly go up in value. Like Hulk 181, that facsimile is like a $30 book. Just pick it up. Might as well. And this thing, when the real books are crazy expensive, people are going to want these instead. So this might not, have value a week from now, a month from now, but, think about a year from now or so, especially whenever the show is coming out, this will have at least some value to it. And, or, even if it doesn't, if you just, you can't afford a real one, there you go, get that. So here's where I broke my variant rule. They're calling these anime variants, but they're, Peach Momoko variants, just a little character drawing. So this one's Spider-Man 70, the Green Goblin. We got Avengers 46. We got Blade here. I'm just a big fan of Peach Momoko, so I had to grab these. I will be grabbing the rest of them as they come out. I think, honestly, some of these are the ones that came out this, except for the last one I'm going to show you. These are some of the weaker ones. Not to say that they're bad. They're just not as exciting as some of the other ones that are coming out. I will say this one, though. This one's one of my favorite ones. So, and this is the new X-Men 1 book. But yeah, the Sunfire looks amazing. I really, really like that one. And that's it for Marvel, unless you want to count this one. So I picked up, Bounty Hunters 14. Another War of the Bounty Hunters tie-in. So, again, I'm super far behind on War of the Bounty Hunters. So, I'll be reading that eventually. Got my one DC book for the week. Nice House on the Lake number 2. I am thoroughly enjoying this book. I think it's really cool. I think the covers are awesome. I don't think this one's as good as the first cover, but I do think it is a pretty good cover. This book had a bit more setup, but kind of showing what's going on and kind of explaining a little bit more, with a couple little cool reveals here and there. So very excited for this, and this is fairly short too. I think it's just a 12-part series, something like that. And then now we're on to the fat stack of Independence. Look at all those books. Look at them. All right, so these are in no particular order. I just they're just there. So we have, what is it, number 5, Noctera number 5. This book is awesome. This is a really, really sweet book. The ending of this book in particular is pretty crazy. So some things, again, if you're not reading this series, it's kind of like the whole world is infected. Well, in the darkness, they get infected and start changing into monsters, basically. And so you have to stay lit at all times. Stay lit, y'all. But you have to be in lighted environments at all times. If you're in the darkness, it'll start to seep into you. And it's a pretty riveting ride. I don't really want to spoil anything, but man, it is pretty good. And if you are following, so they get to the shelter, it's perfect, or is it? Like I said, that last couple of pages is pretty crazy in this one. Then we have Geiger number 4. What cover did I get? I got like the C cover or B cover. I got the B cover. Geiger always, each week, has like 3 or 4 covers, and they're all awesome. So I picked the B cover. I thought it was the cooler looking one. And Geiger's pretty cool. Actually, kind of funny. I didn't even think about it. Kind of a similar thing happening right now. There's not darkness infecting you or whatever, and in fact, he's infected by light, you could say. But they're both trying to get to a safe place, and they've reached it, but is it really as safe as they think? Man, this cover's really cool. This one's just got a lot going on it. And, it's just, I don't know. It's really intricate. I like that a lot. But anyway, there is a minor threat they introduce in this book, which is really fun to watch the glowing man dismantle. So then we have Basilisk. I think I said it right the first time. Maybe not. I don't know. But number 2, again, another really super solid book. These independents are killing it. So this one, this one's a little weird. It's about these people that are basically gods in their own right, and they're able to just live I don't know, because there's actually a lot of information I don't know yet. I kind of like when a book, because let's see, okay, for example, I'll go ahead and introduce the next book. So the next book is Ordinary Gods, number 1, and this book gives a lot of exposition and tells you everything that's going on, and it can be kind of boring sometimes. In this book, Ordinary Gods, it really didn't start getting good until near the very end, and it got really good, and I really enjoy this book, but it's just a lot of exposition dump, and it can be fine. Sometimes you have to do that, and sometimes it's the easier way, just to let everything out, and then you kind of know what's going on, and then, okay, now the story's beginning, And with Basilisk, though, I feel like there's a lot that I'm confused about, and not because they're not explaining it well, but because they haven't told me yet. And so I like this sort of mystery of not knowing how everything works. But it's kind of funny. I guess they're both kind of about gods, but in different ways. And kind of about the gods rebelling against each other. There's slight similarities in some of these books, but very, very different at the same time. So, I don't know. I would definitely recommend Basilisk. And again, another Boom Studios book. So I'm always, right now, I'm recommending any Boom Studios book. Again, like I picked this one up. Look, check this thing out. $15 price tag. That's all I paid for it. Go check that thing out on eBay. Tell me if you can get one for $15. That's the one per store. On Eve. It doesn't have a title on it, I guess, you know. But anyway, so like I said, Ordinary Gods, very cool. Just get to the end of the book. So like I said, there's a lot of exposition, a lot of things going on. It's not exactly told very linear all the time. So a lot of times you're like, what? Like, it's a big exposition dump, but you're like, I don't even know what this all means. And then by the time you get to the end of it, it really all starts to make sense. And right when something crazy happens, something unexpected, there's a big tonal shift. And I really appreciate the subtlety that they put in at the beginning of the book, where they were weaving these characters just to be fleshed out and normal, and then literally like a snap, and then it's just everything goes crazy. So it took me a second. I was just like, because Shay was telling me about this book. He read it first, and he's like, I really, really enjoyed it. And so I'm sitting there reading it, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm not enjoying it as much as he is, or, you know, I mean, obviously not, or something. But then you get to the end, and it's like, okay. So, and then, you know, obviously I'm excited for the next issue. Like I said, sometimes on an issue 1, it's just easier to get everything out of the way, and then let's rock and roll with the rest of the story. We're getting near the end here. I'm trying to power through. I don't know how long I'm taking, but... So we got Fight Girls #1. This is only a 5-parter. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. So this book, again, kind of had a slow start, but had a good little surprise. It doesn't really seem like... Or it kind of seems just like a cheerful little comic, and then all of a sudden, it's not. And... what it's about, so the queen of this whatever planet, I don't know. The queen of this planet, she's not fertile, so she can't produce children. So there's got to be a new queen. They got to pick a new queen. And they've picked out 10 women, some from like wealthy royalty or something, and then some just filthy commoners, you know. And so they're all going against each other. They have, I think it was 4 challenges that they have to overcome. I could be wrong. Something like that. But so this issue they have to face nature. So they go on to this again, I'm not trying to reveal too much, but all 10 of them, it's a race from point A to point B basically. But you know, there's some obstacles in the way. And there's a couple significant turning points in this book where it's like, oh, this is going to be kind of dark, kind of gritty. So I really enjoyed this book as well, and I'm excited to see again, and the ending too. It had kind of a behind the scenes twist. So your main focus is on the 10 women or girls, I guess. You know, I mean they're women, but the 10 girls that are fighting. But there's going to be some behind the scenes stuff and puppeteering of everything, because you know, the corporate people always have their hand in everything, even if it's supposed to be a fair competition. And it's not really. So then, we're getting close. We have God Killer. Or this is God Killer Tomorrow's Ashes. So apparently there was just a regular God Killer, and this is the sequel, I guess. So it does really seem like there is some context that I'm missing, but at the same time, you're pretty much able to fill in the holes, it feels like. I could be wrong. If you've read God Killer and you now read God Killer Tomorrow's Ashes and you're like, oh no, there's some big stuff you're missing, let me know. But other than that, you know, it seems pretty straightforward. Or not pretty straightforward. It's a very vulgar book. Again, I don't like to spoil things, but part of me actually doesn't even understand what's going on. I feel like what really works well in this book is the playful banter, and like I said, it's just rude and vulgar. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Like I said, thinking about it, I had a fun journey reading this book. but I don't really have a grasp of exactly what happened. As far as, point A to point B type thing. Um, there was a fight, I can tell you that much. A fight in a sense. Moving on to Memo. So this is another Boom Studios book. This one was a little slow, a little quaint. It's another book about witches. So I feel like if you read The Last Witch, you might enjoy this one. It's not quite the same. It has a very kind of down to earth feel, and it's like, we're just regular people. That's a witch over there, doing her thing. And it's not like a big spectacular witch or anything like that. So far, there is, again, at the end of the book, a bit of a reveal that makes things seem a little extra. Basically, it's the two characters here, and forgive me, I read this book a few days ago. Our books came in early, so this is one of the first ones I read, and I can't remember the characters' names, but this character is the regular human, and she's the witch, and she goes to find the witch because the town is having weird events going on, and they need a witch to come help them out because things are strange in the town. And so it's she goes quickly, gets the witch, kinda, I guess, and then they come back to town, and then that is when things start to get weird. So I'm excited about this one. I don't know. I think this one is also a little limited run as well. I can't remember. It doesn't say it on the cover, but I am excited for that one. And the last book I got is a series I haven't read yet. This is a 4th printing? Yeah. So I got Stray Dogs #1, 4th printing, because this is an homage to The Thing. And The Thing is one of my top... It literally might be my favorite movie of all time. It's hard to really pick a #1, but man, I really love that movie. I love Kurt Russell. I love just the suspense of that movie. I was very excited when during... I think it was right when theaters were kind of opening back up after COVID, and I say after like it's gone. I mean, I guess it's kind of, still we're in the recovery process. But again, right when theaters were kind of opening back up, but there still weren't any movies to go watch. So, theaters were just playing whatever. And, obviously that movie came out before I was born. So, it wasn't, I couldn't go see it back then. But, a local theater started playing, like I said, just a bunch of random things, and they had a showing for The Thing, and it was really awesome to go get to see that in the theaters and really experience it. Like I said, it's been one of my favorite movies for many, many years, and I had to get this one. Personally, I don't entirely get the hype of all the Stray Dogs things. From what I've gathered, I don't think people are really even that crazy about the story. Not to say that the story's bad. I haven't read it. I don't know. But I think it's literally just the horror homage covers that they have done on all their books that are really popular. And to me, that's just not quite enough to be making all these books become so valuable. Like I said, for me, and I get horror has a good following. I get that. I work in a comic shop, and like the Funko Pop horror stuff, is always popular. Horror action figures are always popular. But I don't know. Maybe I just don't see it. Even though I'm a big horror fan myself, the only one that I really cared to pick up was The Thing. Like I said, that's one of my top movies of all time. Had to get it. But, maybe for other people, all those movies are their favorite movies of all time. I don't know. If you have opinions about it, let me know. I don't fully understand it, but, the market will do what the market's going to do. But that is it for this week. Like I said, really, really solid week. Let's see, if I had to pick my favorite books this week, man, Nice House has to be on there. This one, I'll show this off for the YouTube thumbnail, because I know people like their stray dogs. So Nice House might be my favorite one. I really am enjoying where this is going. And then, like I said, I mean, it's a The Thing homage. How am I gonna pass that up? But all these independents are killing it. I only read one Marvel book this week, and America Chavez, I think, is a little, not underrated, but, you know, people aren't reading it. People don't know who America Chavez is. The general people, you know. Not on their top list. Geiger's phenomenal as well. Geiger's phenomenal. Noctera's phenomenal. And some solid new ones. Like I said, God Killer, Fight Girl, Ordinary Gods. All brand new books with really strong starts. So, I'm excited to see where those go. That's going to be it for today, though. If you have suggestions for a theme of the new books, not new books, but for me to put up to display, to show off, to flaunt, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you're reading something awesome. I mean, I picked up a lot of books this week, but if there was something I missed, please do let me know. Because, I mean, there really was a lot of titles that came out this week. And like I said, most of our books came in early. Or all of our books came in early, and I read most of them earlier in the week. And then I just read a couple more today to finish them out. So that's going to be it, though. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I do hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time.